So I just got done watching Scary Movie Scary Movie 6. And I have to say, this was one of my most anticipated films of the year because mainly this is the first scary movie in which we don't have the Wayans brothers. Well, we have them back. But it's also the first one since 2013 with Scary Movie 5. And as much hate as these movies get, as much hate as parody movies get, I do really enjoy the first two movies. Third one's fine, but the rest of them, yeah, they're just not great. So I was really looking forward to this one. And if you've seen the trailer, you already know this synopsis of the movie. You know this is making fun of legacy sequels and requels and recent horror films. So I don't really want to get into the plot of the film. But let's just say spoilers for now, because I don't think there's any way in hell I can talk about this movie without spoiling it because, like, dude, it's just one of those kind of movies, Like, you can't really talk about this one without spoiling it. So, let's go and get into it. Did I like it? It was fine. I didn't love it, and I didn't hate it. It was very in the middle. It's a very mixed bag for me because when I was sitting here watching this movie in the theater, there'd be some amazing laughs, some amazing jokes, some amazing bits that I thought were just great. And then we see somebody fly through the air for the 50th time in the past 20 minutes, and I say to myself, Jesus Christ, Marlon Wayans and the Wayans brothers do. We only know one joke, but the jokes that do land, they really land very well, and I was very happy with that. But a majority of them just don't. The legacy characters coming back, they're fine. I mean, Anna Faris is not as funny as she is in the first two, nor is Regina Hall, but the Wayans brothers, especially Marlon Wayans in this, gets the most to do out of the legacy characters. There's one thing I really disliked, and that is the new cast, and I feel like the people behind the movie really knew that because of the way the movie ends. Because yeah, the new cast just they just weren't it, especially the person who was playing Cindy's daughter in this movie. She just was trying to do an Anna Faris impression, and it just really didn't work. Every time she was on screen, I was like, "You're trying way too hard, girl." But let's get into what really does work about the movie, and that is the jokes. Some of the jokes. And the jokes that do work, that's where I'm going to get to the spoilers, is there's some cameos in this movie that I just think is great. I really enjoyed that a lot. Especially one towards the end, like whenever we're doing the killer reveal at the end of the movie, because of course we have to have one of those. It's really good. Like it's great. There's also a little cameo midway through whenever we're doing a part of the substance that I thought was just really funny. And as a person who grew up with that specific movie and Wayne's Brothers comedy, I was like, you know what, hell yeah, that's great. But then for every joke like that, there's like some smart jokes, some great jokes. There's a good joke with K-pop demon hunters in this movie and Shorty, and it's really funny. And there's a whole musical number at this part of the film. But then there's a joke about the Epstein files or P. Diddy or COVID. And I'm like, dude, can we just focus? And that leads me to my biggest issue of this movie is it tries to parody at least 18 different movies. The first scary movie parodied three. This parodies 18 separate films. And each parody somehow gets worse and worse as we go along. Like, the Scream parodies really work here, obviously. And there's some great little nods to Final Destination in the beginning of the movie, and but then the Sinner stuff just feels very half-assed. The long leg stuff feels very half-assed. The Terrifier stuff, especially. Substance stuff, like I said, really works. The weapon stuff was pretty funny. Um, and there's a really funny John Wick parody in this movie for some reason. I guess because in the first one it was they were making fun of the Matrix, so it makes sense to make fun of another Keanu Reeves movie in this one. And like I said, the main cast is fine, like the legacy characters. It's just the new cast, they just don't have that charm that the old cast did. And it just doesn't really work for that matter. And I do really like the ending of this. Like the ending really does save this movie from being just, and I hate using this word, saves it from being just slop. Um, but yeah, Scary Movie 6 or Scary Movie 2026. With the Wayans brothers coming back in this, I really wanted something better. I really did. What they gave me was some good jokes here and there, but it feels like they got crushed under the weight of trying to make a new one of these movies 12 years after the last one, when the horror genre has changed so much since then. So it just kind of crumbles under its own weight. It's not an awful movie. I imagine watching this at home, you got a little bit of a substance in your system as well. Does, it's going to make the experience a lot better, and I'm probably going to do the same thing whenever this goes on like DVD or something. This is definitely one of my most disappointing films of the year. Some good jokes here and there, but it just mostly falls flat, sadly. So I will give Scary Movie 6 or Scary Movie 2026 by the 5 out of 10.